Welcome into the Sharp Sports YouTube podcast. My name is Andrew Sharp. We'll be talking everything Denver sports and beyond. Please like and subscribe if you are a sports fan like me. Let's do this.
Welcome into the Sharp Sports YouTube podcast. My name is Andrew Sharp. Well, the Denver Broncos come away with an ugly win over the New York Jets in London. A game that was not well played by either sides. A game that proved just how pitiful the Jets are, and quite frankly, that the Broncos still have a lot of room for improvement. But the Broncos get the win, their second win in a row on the road, as they played in Philadelphia the week before. Broncos are looking better for the season now at 4-2. Head back home for their next game against the New York Giants. But there's plenty to improve on and plenty to unpack about the Broncos win over the Jets. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that right now. Going into this game, I was really hoping that the Broncos would be able to take advantage of the very low pass rank defense of the Jets and really essentially be able to just complete balls down the field, play takeaway from the Jets, keep their offense on the sideline, work the ball down the field. But the Broncos instead decided to get real cute with Sean Payton and screw around with weird passes and weird formations again. I did appreciate the fact that they did get Evan Ingram more involved. But at the same time, I'm still not convinced that this offense has any sort of flow to it at all. They started out okay in the game, but they have long stretches in the second and third quarter where the offense was essentially anemic. And if you do that against any other team in the NFL, you're going to fall behind. And the Broncos will not be able to come back against every team like they did against the Eagles, and certainly muddle through quarters against the hapless New York Jets. If the Broncos play like this offensively, especially against the New York Giants or the Dallas Cowboys, they will lose, plain and simple. For the game, the Broncos had 26 rushing attempts for 78 yards. That's not going to work. That's really not. Bo Nix was 19 of 30, 174 yards, took one sack, one touchdown for a 90 QBR. Not very impressive. However, it's a win. The Broncos won mostly on the strength of their defense, which I would give an A+ to. The offense was a C to a C-, and the special teams, was a D to a D-, given the fact that the only reason the Jets scored in the first half essentially was due to long kickoff returns, where the Broncos gave the Jets excellent field position. The Jets muddled around and played with their food for a couple of plays and then kicked the field goal. So unfortunately for the London brethren and the international folks who wanted to watch good football, this was not it. Don't be confused. This was a dreadful game. But the Broncos get the win. Definitely happy that they have the win. But this game was as much about grinding on the NFL slate, a weird kickoff time for the players, a long trip going to Philly, then London, now back to Denver. And I really hope that the Broncos take this time this week to settle in, formulate a better plan offensively, and really get back to essentially the building blocks that they used against the Cincinnati Bengals of a well-balanced attack, picking one back to run the football, and really having some cohesiveness on offense. I find the absolute maddening carries of various players where RJ Harvey only has 2 carries. A. Prentice, but honestly, I don't even know who that is, has 1 for 3. Troy Franklin had 1. Julian McLaughlin had 1. Marvin Mims had 1. Evan Ingram had 1. Sean Payton, please. Let's do 2 backs, max. This is J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey. J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey. That's all you need. I don't even like Marvin Mims that much. Marvin is not as fast as Sean Payton wants him to be. He keeps trying to get Marvin Mims in space. Marvin Mims barely makes one guy miss. He's not as fast as Sean Payton wants him to be. Get back to basics. Run the ball. Throw some screen passes. But we do not need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different people having rush attempts in one game. It's absolutely ludicrous. Please, Sean Payton, we talked about this last year. Pick a back. Stick to it. Please. Although this is a podcast that mostly talks about the Broncos, I would be remiss if I did not bring up how awful the New York Jets are. Broncos defense is excellent, and against an excellent defense, the New York Jets had no shot in this game. Of the only time they got points was due to long kick returns on special teams, setting up their excellent kicker for field goals. Yes, the game in score seemed in doubt, but I wasn't all too worried. As Justin Fields, a player who I liked, a player who the Broncos I wish had drafted when he came out. Justin Fields is not an NFL starting caliber quarterback. He's just not. He really is painful to watch. He was 9 for 17 for 45 yards. 45 yards. He did not throw for 50 yards in an NFL game. He took not one, not two, not three. I can keep going. He took 9 sacks for 55 yards. Somehow end up with a quarterback rating of 58.7. I would say it's closer to a 0. The Jets are just so putrid offensively that it's not only a bad product, but it really doesn't give them any chance to win any game. The Jets currently have, in case you didn't know, and I will remind again, the longest drought in professional sports. That doesn't include the NFL. That includes the NFL, hockey, Major League Baseball, and the NBA. They have the longest playoff drought. They have not made the playoffs since 2009. That includes an entire decade in the 2010s in which they did not make the playoffs. The Jets finished with a total of 8 first downs. 8 first downs, and they had a total net yards of 82 yards in total net offense. I mean, it's so bad. It's historic, quite frankly. It truly is historic. The Denver Broncos feasted. We had lots of different Bronco players. I could go through them all. They each had a sack, but the Broncos ended up with 9 sacks, with Mr. Jonathan Cooper leading the way with 2. But there were lots of guys who could have had a multiple sack game, and certainly he was under duress all day. The Jets should be picking in the top 5 of next year's NFL draft. Their head coach, Aaron Glenn, is, quite frankly, I don't really blame him. He's put in an impossible situation. It's a bad organization that runs things very badly. They have lots of loud fans, but by about this time every year for the last decade and a half, the Jets season is over. The Broncos are ready to move on. And I'm very happy that the Broncos got the win against the Jets on this last Sunday in London. But the Broncos have a lot to work on. This is the kind of game that I hope there are not victory laps being run at Dove Valley this week. I would doubt that they are, but the Broncos need to get back to their bread and butter basics. Much I understand that the the Bengals, I keep wanting to call them Commanders. The Bengals are not a good team, but take that blueprint. Take that blueprint of what you did in the Bengals game and try to replicate that each and every week against your future opponents. Broncos get the win. It's a business trip, but they come away from with 2 wins while they're away from Denver. And I look forward to previewing their next matchup at home against the New York Giants on Sunday. And I would hope that the Broncos take some lessons from the travel and the experience of this game and use it towards their next opponent. Anyways, my name is Andrew Sharp, Sharp Sports YouTube podcast. Thanks for joining me. And I'll be back with a little preview of the New York Giants at the Denver Broncos coming on Friday. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Once again, my name is Andrew Sharp, Sharp Sports YouTube podcast. Thanks for tuning in.